Why hello there, my fellow survivors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen First Breath, Episode 3, Growing Community. Water's looking good. Food not looking great, but I can build another fishing dock once the storm is over. Perhaps I'll make a fishing dock up here and try to put a tree that covers the coal mine and the fishing dock. Something like that. Plus another water purifier. Be a good synergy. Of course, one of the issues with adding more trees is it drives up your water demand. So if we take a look at water, take a look at the produced versus consumed. I mean, you can kind of see when I like tend to the trees and not, because these trees are thirsty boys. Speaking of which, so the winds will end in 1.7 days. These guys will show up in 2.4. And in 2.2 this erupts. I'm going to try to tap this before it erupts. In the window between the end of the windstorm and the gas eruption. Anything you can do to mitigate the storms long term? Well, there are wind turbines that you can unlock. That, no, water turbines. I thought there were wind turbines. I don't really know. A lot of this game is like sort of locked behind the fact that I'm playing the demo. And there's a lot of research, as you can see, that I haven't researched. So maybe, I'm just not sure. But if you take a look at this research tree. I have, 60, 86, 94 research projects? No, more, 104, I don't know. I'm bad at math. So there's a lot that I can't even see, not because this bar doesn't scroll. Battery, signal. I'm trying to snoop. I'm guessing oxygen towers help to mitigate it as well. But yeah, I have no idea. I don't have anyone hospitalized right now, though, so that's... Yeah, I got that going for me. Let's do something sketchy, which is in the middle of this storm, get an extractor. See if they end up getting sick, because it wouldn't, for tutorial purposes, it wouldn't be a terrible time for me to demonstrate people getting ill as they're out here working. So more guinea pigs, if you will. So who are these workers? I'm trying to select them specifically to see their health bars, but I'm having trouble actually clicking on them. What would that be? People. I don't know how to individually... Oh, here's the constructors. So yeah, you can see their oxygen tanks are depleting, their health is going down. Let's select the other one. So oxygen is low, health is kind of low. Like, what would we call that, like 80%? Something like that. Let's check the last one. Like 75%. Oxygen's way down on Moshe. And then if we compare it to someone else, like Kafer here, who's been working in an oxygenated environment, health is maxed. You can kind of see the difference of people that work within oxygen and people that don't. So he is, this adult here is suffering because I have him constructing during a storm. And if I speed up time, it's more pronounceable. And there we go, he is sick. or someone is sick. So I am firing all those constructors. They got pretty close to building a gas extractor, but I'm going to stick them in the hospital. And it was actually Nikolaus. It was the tree worker that ended up falling ill. So I'll put a different tree worker in. So that's why you want to probably close any facility that isn't supplying oxygen, because those unoxygenated environments end up depleting their health until they end up in the hospital. And then if you end up with more than 6 or more people that need medical attention, that 6th person is just not going to survive. They're going to RIP. Oh, this cedar is almost 100%. I'm risking life and limb to put Cezal out here to build this gas extractor before it blows up my roads. Kaskina Fina, thank you for the sub. And welcome to the first time to the stream. Cheers. What happened? Oh, the gas extractor's done. Good. Good. So I'm just putting the idle people into the medical post to work, because the medical post is getting free oxygen, so it's just a way to keep them employed and out of danger, so that we don't have anyone succumb. So 0.8 days it ends. Well, there's another one. Oh, you became sick because you were visiting the decoration star. Actually, no, you became sick because you were tending the cedar. So let's have another cedar worker. I'm trying to get the cedar up to 80% so that it can oxygenate the houses around it. And we're so close. We're 1.5% away from having it supply the oxygen. Ah, you come from YouTube. You and like almost everybody else. Especially when I play games like this that have no discoverability. Okay, I am not going to try to put anyone working this tree anymore, because that's the 3rd person that has fallen ill to the tree. The curse of the tree. So I probably ought to stop that. I mean, I acknowledge that it was a terrible idea, and I did it anyway. And, well, yep. Who would have guessed it's a terrible idea? But in half a day, we'll be in the clear. Something else I might be able to do in the meantime, I'm going to take workforce from both fishing and water and put them in the medical post to try to get these patients cleared through the system, so that if I do have more people to succumb, there's not a queue. Because a queue would be really bad. Now look how nice the grass is around that tree. It becomes nicer and nicer over time as you get closer and closer to 100%. So that's a big old dome, and with a lot of nice grass. Oh man, my power production versus consumption, and that's with 6 gas extractors and like considerable effort to stockpile power or store power. In theory, the grass should start producing its own O2. I mean, in theory, if you really wanted O2, you would want, like, algae on the water. Right? Or, not even algae, but, what are they called? Now I'm trying to think of the word krill, but krill is the wrong, plankton, thank you. Plankton in the water. Yeah. Phytoplankton. I think phytoplankton accounts for, like what, 40% of the Earth's oxygen? Something like that? I don't know the actual percent, but it is pretty considerable. I think, whatever the percent might be, it's significant, so. If I wanted to oxygenate a planet, I would focus on hardy phytoplankton. Niklaus is recovered. Hey, Niklaus, go back to your tree. Get sick again. So, his health bar has been fully reset to be depleted again by the toxic winds. Think is kind of like a toxic fallout or RimWorld, but one that is also like a doubling your power consumption. I don't know. It's but yeah, it needs to be managed well. They should bring that to Mars. Ad Aspera per Aspera and Surviving Mars both have that concept of adding like plankton to like flooded Martian oceans to produce oxygen. I believe both those games had that concept. So, Isabella, you're alive again. And Cezal. Perfect. Winds end in... Alright, winds are over. I'll go blue. Match the game aesthetic. New crack is oozing. Where was that? Oh, down here. Nah, I don't care about that crack. So we got immigrants coming in 0.7 days, and I should be hit with the new tasks soon. I can also at this point turn off the oxygen supplied to the fishing dock and water purifier. It's not an unreasonable thing to do. And also canteen. Just to save power. So turn off all generators. Something else that I might want to do is to... Oh, that was my only tree. Never mind. I only got one tree. I was going to put a tree here and then move the canteen over. But no such luck. I'm stuck with the one tree. I'm firing everyone that was working in the medical post because I don't need the medical post at the moment. Nobody's sick. So the resources that I lack the most would be probably... Am I out of plastic? Okay, let's get some plastic. And gears. I hope the people coming on the submarine dock are working age and not too young. Standing around, look at all these freeloading children. Shane's the one that got born, right? Yeah. Kendrick and Duru. Duru, your name almost sounds like your brain disease from cannibalism. Boom! Dome! So here's the dome. if I pause now, here's the 100% dome, and here's the 80% dome. So you can kind of see the expansion difference as you tend to the trees well. It does expand a bit. I don't know if this tree is ever going to expand out enough to get this container house, but that lowers our power consumption considerably. In fact, it's probably trackable. So, production... Oh, it doesn't track power? I thought it did. I'd be wrong. But that's 4 houses that don't need their own oxygen. Approximately 3 to 5 pixels more. No, I mean, it's... I can see the difference. Right? And you have to remember, pi r squared. It's the same reason why, like, an 18-inch pizza is way more pizza than, like, 2 12-inch pizzas. Alright, let's focus on metal production. Sure, let's do it. Unlike metal production, build a metal processor, or metal processing, and then gather metal. So here's metal processing. And then in resources, we'll build on the metal deposit. And then let's go ahead and add a road to that. And then we need someone to actually build. So I got 3.5 days before my original first gas extractor runs out of gas. So that's another thing to consider is replacing it. One could make the argument to tap that one, but I think I'm going to pass on this one. The next windstorm is a shorter windstorm, so it's not going to affect me as harshly as the original one, the one that we just had pass. And I will demonstrate what happens if you don't continue watering your cedars. Mostly, because my water quantity is the suck right now, but also just so that you can see how long it takes for the vitality to go down. Come on. I've never wanted a tree to die more in my life. Takes a while. It's not instant. Here's the new immigrants. Hello, submarine. That looks like a very top-heavy submarine. And with those 3 additional new people, I ought to put them to reasonable work. So taking a look at my resources, plastic still is awful. So let's have 3 of them collect plastic in the metro station. And then 2 will remain building. Cheers, and thank you for the resub. This tree is still a hundred. Wow, look at you. The vitality is about to go down though. 3%. 2. 1. And clink. And then what ends up happening is I lose that vote of confidence having that tree dip. So, put them back. So I would say that even the game hasn't prompted me to do it. I'm probably going to need another water purifier, like, pretty soon. Because the water that I have right now is looking really, really, really bad. So let's get yet another water purifier out here. I'm still going to make the metal processor the higher priority. Well, you know what? I take that back. I'm going to make the water purifier the higher priority. But I do need metal for it. So I see chicken and the egg. All right, fine. Metal processor, you take priority. And I will, I'll pull the plastic workers out so that they can help construct the metal processing. So that I gain metal from building the metal processor so that I can build the water purifier. It's all synergy. And then the game will want me to gather 35 metal. I don't necessarily need to gather the metal in the metal processor. I can gather it on the scavenger sites, which is probably what I'm going to do. What I would suggest, and this probably is only applicable to like playing on hard and playing a long game, which is not going to be the case in the demo, but any resources that are sort of infinite should be prioritized over the finite, with the exception being that if these finite resources are blocking you from expanding, like for instance, if I wanted to build here where the stone is to take advantage of the cedar's oxygen dome, harvesting that stone to get it out of the way so I can put another house there would be of pretty good benefit. Can people be born? Yes. In fact, we have a child, Shane, somewhere. Where's Shane? Yeah. Shane was born not too long ago. If we check the statistics here, this is Shane's birth here. Is power the only requirement for oxygen generators? So the oxygen generators, here's the full intel if you wanted. Oxygen center generates oxygen by electrolysis of underground water. So it has an underground water supply. It uses coal or sustainable energy resources like gas, hydro, solar, wind, wave to produce oxygen. It can store 3,000 of sustainable energy in its batteries. And then children and constructors wait in front of the oxygen center to breathe sufficient oxygen. When they're out, they use their tanks. And then this is about keeping sufficient oxygen levels for your work facilities, which I could be doing. I could actually turn on all generators. I have the power generation to afford that. So metal processing is done. But I'm going to have my builders scavenge for the remaining metal anyway. Just to get rid of these metal nodes. For no good reason, just because I can. Then the people on this plastic are going to go build the water purifier so that my water doesn't dip below 0, which would be bad. I don't want mass dehydration. I take that back. They're actually going to be building the roads first because I don't even have the metal to build this yet. I have to complete the metal production, which is funny because I have to gather 35 metals to be awarded 40. Back when I played Endzone, Endzone had the same concept of like, our community needs tools. Produce 4 tools and get 10 tools for free. And I was like, that's kind of a weird, a weird mechanic, but I find it more often in these city builder games. But But I've even seen that in like RimWorld, like the trade quest events. Like, oh, can you bring our settlement 20 HE shells and we'll award you 40? It's like, what? This seems like a weird task for you to require, but okay. All right, the scavengers working this water tank are taking a long time to get there and back. I'm just gonna stick 4 people working that metro and then 2 at this metal fence, breaking this down for metals. And I'm gonna need more housing, because in 3 days, 4 people will join me. Which costs, of course, metal. You guessed it. So when placing a house, it will show you if you're within the oxygen dome or not. So I probably, to min-max this, want to place this house. I'll wait for this cedar to be tended to a little bit longer, but I'm going to want to place the house so that I can pack in as much in that area as possible. What does the red circle icon with the person in it mean? I don't know. This? This is just no one's working there? That's the one you're referencing? I can also pause it and just, you know, that make a little more sense. You can't pause trees, but you can pause the other work facilities. And yet another new task. Prepare for the next winds. Alright, I will accept both. So, I need to gather more metal, 17 more metal, and then produce a whole bunch of coal. So my people are getting asked to do kind of a lot. I have 3 days for the coal, though. That might take a little bit higher priority than the production of the metals. So what I might want to do here is to just get enough metal to build the water purifier, which I actually already have. Get that water purifier up because we're running really low on water. And then harvest a bunch of coal because that task is going to run its course sooner. How do you gather metal? So if you go to ruins or hit G, and then select the metal overlay, which would be this one, it shows you all the places that you can gather metal. So you can either gather metal from ruins out there, or gather metal from metal processing, which is unlocked with research. Oh, we have a drought up and coming too. That's not good. All the more reason to get the water purifiers ASAP. Stockpile that water up. All right, 4 of those 5 constructors are going to be put to the water purifier. And then I'm going to oxygenate the water purifier so that they don't have to go back to the oxygen center. We have 1 free constructor. And I will put everyone that I can on coal right now to try to fulfill that gather coal requirement. I might want to put 5 in coal though. I'm just trying to think of like who can I fire from other work. I could fire my researchers, but I don't want to. So I might do 3 out of 4 water purifier for the 2 water purifiers, and then max this out with coal. Fire those nerds. Those nerds are doing good work. I want to keep those nerds hired. Oh, Duro grew up too. So I have a child that became an adult. Up here you can see I had 19.3 and now it's 20 and 2. So I have 2.3 days in order to get the 20 metal for another container house. That's another requirement. Now, what I could do is put the container house down here. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. So this is within the sphere of influence of the canteen, but also on the very edge of the Cedar's oxygen dome. So it will benefit from both. Just making sure I placed it right. I don't have the metal to build it at the moment. But once we gather the 90 coal, I'll be awarded 20 metal, and it costs 20 metal to build this, so that's the goal. Man, I am surprised I'm not producing water yet. Take a look at the research here. Cafe, Taylor. Why I want the nerds nerding out is it just takes a lot of research to unlock things unless you have multiple research centers, and research centers are expensive, so having your research center always researching is definitely a bit of a benefit. Keep your nerds nerding. So in 0.7 days, I've made 2/9 of the coal. Who wants to do the very fancy math? I'm going to fire one of the Fisher Dock people, put them in a water purifier, because my water is looking even worse. Turn around, man. I suppose the other thing I could do is to put storage near the water so that we don't have to travel so far to store it in this storage zone. We can store it more locally, but again, I don't have the metal for that either. Are all the water purifiers oxygenated? They are, yeah. Oh, man. Hey, trees, guess what? I'm not watering you right now. In lieu of getting more water. So what ends up happening is that each cycle produces 4 water, and then when you hit 15, it like brings it to storage. So it's produced in like large batches, which is why I went from like 7 and up to 37. New crack. Do I hit the crack? I probably should. I don't have a builder for it, so who am I firing? I'm gonna fire my tree person. Try to get that built. Hey, Moxie, thank you for the resub as well. Cheers. So I'm prioritizing that because the original gas extractors that I have are going to be obsolete in 0.8 and 1.4 days, which coincides right around the time that the wind hits me. So I need to prioritize making sure that my power grid stays robust. Oh man, that coal is not coming quick. There should be a big drop of water here in a second. There we go. We should see the water shoot back up. There it is. That's a bit better. All right. Those water boys are going to help me gather coal so that I don't miss that milestone. Well, that one... Well, actually, no. I'm going to have them build this extractor. Another task? Oh, Jesus. All right, so build 2 water purifiers, 2 fishing docks, and gather fish and water. Triple tasks. Man, this community is quite the taskmaster. It reminds me of a boss I had years ago. That would give me an inhumane amount of work to work on. Be like, you'll have this by the end of the day, right? It's like, I'm not a team of 7. You can't yell mush and expect me to run faster. I'm not a husky. You can see the warnings that they're being phased out in yellow here. I don't have enough plastic, or gears for that matter, to make another one. Which is fine. Because these constructors are going to go get coal as fast as they can, because in 1.4 days, I have to close down these 2 work facilities anyway, because they're not oxygenated. And then we'll only have 5 people that could possibly work in the coal mines. Anyway. So, normal working day? Yeah, exactly. Overworked and underpaid. The American dream. So I know I don't have the materials for this fishing dock, but I'll just put it down anyway. Because eventually we will need it for that newest task. And I've got 7/9 of my coal with time to spare, which is good. In fact, I have a ridiculous amount of coal reserves. I'm not really sure why that task cropped up. I think that they're not procedurally generated. They're sort of... Well, they're pseudo-procedurally generated. Like, every time there's, like, a windstorm, I think it will create, like, a task for you that helps you prepare for a windstorm, but it might not be relevant to your needs. Must be extremely deep pond. It could be a hot spring. Or a fresh spring. With all the rivers nearby, it could also just be replenished quickly. I don't know. Some sort of wizardry magic. Come on, Cole. Hit 90. Gas extractor is no longer producing energy, so we'll salvage it for plastics and gears. Not full refund, but like enough. There we go. Prepare for the winds. So we've got confidence points, coal, metal, plastic, water. So the next thing that I probably want to do is the metal production. I'm going to fire all the people that were getting coal and hire them in metals. And then we have one person left over that is not currently employed, and they're going to be building this container house. So I'm going to raise the priority of this container house a lot higher, because in 0.7 days we have people coming in and they have nowhere to sleep. I hope that they're building this and not the fishing dock. I did prioritize it. Okay, yeah, they're building the container house. Good. I'm probably going to miss the window to build this crack extractor. Well, crack extractor sounds funny. But miss that one, but I'll try to hit the next one. And water's looking really good now, so I can move. I'm going to close this water purifier down. And I'm sure this is going to hit my water supply badly, but put the 2 water producers back in business there. and then have a second constructor on that house. So the metal production tasks have been met. Awesome. I will fire you. Taking a look at my raw resources, plastics and gears are still pretty bad. So all the people that got the metal, I'm going to put in plastics. And gears. The battery storage for the oxygen center is almost maxed out at 3K. That's good storm prep, I think. Build this damn house. They're going to be here in a third of a day. Yeah, I don't have time. It's too bad. I now have enough plastics and gears for that site to be built, but not the time to build it. It's if you're gonna lose a worker from a crack explosion, it's gonna be trying to build on that site when you don't have enough time left, and it will blow up and kill them. Which is funny the first time, but then when you have a significant population loss from like 4 builders trying to race the clock, you're like, oh yeah, maybe racing the clock was a bad idea. All right, so that the house is built. Let's. I think we have enough metal for the fishing site. Yeah, we do. So we'll get the fishing site next, the fish dock, because our food is going down. As our population expands, you need to continue to supply more food and water, obviously. Here come the newbies. And with those 4 new people, I am going to hire a whole bunch of metal processors. We're very low on metal. Metal is kind of the backbone of these structures, so we'll get them to do that. And I'm in 0.2 days when the wind hits, I will oxygenate the work environment so that they don't asphyxiate and die while working in there. Out of the kindness of my heart. As far as the other resources, plastic sprung back pretty quick because we're harvesting this metro center quickly. And then gears is looking okay. Okay, we have got windstorm. So anyone working at a non-oxygenated environment needs to get somewhere else. So all the people in plastics are going to get fired. I'll put them instead on water and turn the oxygen on. And metal processing, turning the oxygen on. All oxygen generators are on, correct? I have 3 people left over, and they will be hired in the fish dock once this is built, which is about to be built. 3, 2, 1, done. That completes the fish and water production task, clearing all the tasks that I had queued up. I would like to hit this ooze. Oh, 0.5 days? Shoot. Okay. Firing all the water workers so that I can quickly tap this, because this site doesn't have a lot of time on it. but we're in it. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen First Breath, which originally streamed live on Twitch, February 28th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another game. Farewell, my fellow post-apocalyptic settlers.